welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the history and mechanics of a car that's close to many enthusiasts' hearts, the Honda City first and second generation. From design to performance, features to components, and yes, their prices, this video breaks down everything you need to know. Let's start with the first generation. Launched in 1981, the original Honda City was a compact hatchback made primarily for the Japanese domestic market. It was built with urban mobility in mind, a small, practical, and surprisingly spacious inside. The car had a boxy design, which was quite common for the early 80s, but it had a distinct charm. Under the hood, the first-gen City came with a 1.2-liter four-cylinder engine, producing around 67 horsepower. It wasn't a powerhouse, but for city driving, it offered responsive handling and great fuel economy, up to 20 km/L in some cases. It came with either a 4-speed manual or a 2-speed semi-automatic Honda-matic transmission. Suspension in the first gen was basic but functional, McPherson struts in the front and a torsion beam at the rear. Steering was rack and pinion and no power steering in the early models, and brakes were disc at the front, drums at the rear. Inside, the cabin was minimalistic. Basic speedometer, temperature gauge, fuel gauge, and not much else. But the quirky tall boy design gave passengers more headroom than expected. The seats were thin but comfortable for short trips. Now, moving on to prices for some major components of the first generation. Keep in mind, these are approximate values based on current market availability for used or reconditioned parts. Engine assembly, $400 to $700. Transmission, manual, around $250. Front suspension strut, $60 each. Brake master cylinder, $80. Radiator, $100. Dashboard cluster, $120. Headlights, $50 each. OEM steel wheels, $40 each. Finding parts today can be a bit of a treasure hunt since this model is over 40 years old, but restoration communities remain active. Now, let's shift to the second generation Honda City, which came out in 1996. This marked a major leap both in design and market strategy. Honda reintroduced the City as a subcompact sedan specifically for Asia-Pacific markets, including Thailand, India, and later Pakistan. This generation was much sleeker and more refined. It shared its platform with the F-Series Civic, which meant improved engineering and better aftermarket support. The engines ranged from a 1.3-liter to a 1.5-liter, with the most popular being the 1.5-liter Socvtech producing up to 115 horsepower. The second gen brought significant improvements in suspension, still McPherson struts up front, but better tuned, and a torsion beam rear setup that improved stability. Power steering was standard in most trims, and braking was upgraded with front disc and rear drum setup, though some Socvtech models had all-round discs. The transmission options included a 5-speed manual and a 4-speed automatic. Fuel economy remained excellent, averaging around 14–16 km/L depending on driving style and road conditions. the interior saw a massive upgrade. It came with power windows, power mirrors, central locking, air conditioning, and in higher trims, a tachometer and CD stereo system. The design was driver-focused and more comfortable for longer drives. Let's talk about the key component prices for the second gen. D15 BEV engine, $500 to $900. Manual transmission, $300. AQ5 Tech, $100 to $150. Power steering pump, $80. Front suspension strut, $70 each. Radiator, $120. Front bumper, $100. OEM headlights, $68, $80 each. Dashboard console, $150. Alloy wheels, OEM, around $200 for a set. Overall, the second-gen Honda City built its reputation on reliability, easy maintenance, and surprisingly sporty performance in of-tech trims. It became a favorite among tuners and daily drivers alike. Plus, the parts availability today is still good, with both OEM and aftermarket options. So what's the takeaway? The first-gen Honda City was a quirky, compact urban car with lots of character, perfect for collectors or restoration fans. Meanwhile, the second-gen transformed the City into a true compact sedan, reliable, efficient, and ideal for the Asian market. It's still a common sight on roads and a favorite in budget performance builds. If you're looking to restore, modify, or just learn about automotive evolution, both generations offer something unique. And with parts still circulating in the market, especially for the second gen, it's easier than ever to keep these classics alive. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, drop a like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which Honda City generation is your favorite, or if you've owned one yourself. See you in the next video.